Right. Everyone will have to come back in again. Where's my... Hello, everyone's coming in. Sorry about that. Technology. Oh my goodness. Let's just take a breath. Okay.
This train will stop
7 and we will... Here we are. Okay, so there's going to be people coming in, so we'll just have a chat. Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me? Thumbs up. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I just want to go through a bit of the techno stuff because when we do the activation and meditation, it's going to be pretty full on. I'm going to actually turn my video off, so and I'll try and put an image up there. Wish me luck. It's been an interesting day today with all this technology. We are heading into a Mercury retrograde, and boy oh boy is everything going haywire, but it's all good. So let's get started. 7 p.m. Namaste, everybody, and welcome from the bottom of my heart and soul for joining me here on this 11:11 meditation, gateway, activation, remembering the light that we are, and all that kind of stuff. Those of you who know me will know that normally every year I run an event and I have Sacred Earth performing, and we create this huge labyrinth, and it's like 400 candles, and it's just big and yummy and beautiful. And last year, at the end of it, we had this big event, and there was a lot of new people who came, which was wonderful, but a lot of them didn't understand the sacred, and there was some bad behaviour, basically. So it sort of made me go, I think I'll take a year off this year from it and come back with a different attitude. So this 11:11 is really, really important for me, and I think for most people who are on an awakened path. So it is a number that is basically encoded into our DNA, and every time we see it, it's that wake-up call that, I've read somewhere a long time ago that it's almost like we put the 11:11 code into our DNA to remind ourselves of who we really are and the possibilities we can achieve and be and become, and what our journey is all about. So I just want to talk a little bit about that before we go into the rest of this. Back in, I think it was about 2003, I think it was, the Genome Project brought some findings out. This scientific body brought these findings out, and they basically said that, actually, what I might do for everyone is get you all to mute.
Yes.
To mute yourselves, please.
Yep. I'll suggest that.
Thank you. I meant to say that before and I got sidetracked. That's my story. So, yeah, the Genome Project basically found that, or they came forward with the findings that 5% of our DNA was accountable for, and 95% of it was considered junk. So when I read that, it just made me go, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, 95% junk. That's a lot of, inverted commas, junk. What are we actually capable of? So I started marrying that up and reading lots of stuff in the scientific world around the capacity of our brain, the understanding of that, behaviors, patterns, all the things that come up in our life. And it made me wonder if all these Marvel comics and all these stories we see of these gods and goddesses and these people with superpowers are all things that we're capable of. It's just part of our DNA that we haven't woken up to or hasn't activated yet. So 95% junk to me is 95% potential and possibility. So the more we start working with our DNA and we start listening to these things, these signs that are around us all the time, the more we have access, the more we can start waking up at a deep level and transforming and changing all over the place. So it looks like everybody's here. For those who are just coming in, welcome. I'm just having a little chat here right now. Tonight we've got a really big meditation. So it's quite deep. And when I run my events, as I was saying before, my 11/11 Labyrinths of Light every year.
Don't show them on the call!
Whoa. Is that you, honey? Can you mute yourself, please? What was I saying? Oh, it gave me a fright. Okay, so we're coming back to the 11/11 events, and what I find is because there's so many people and there's so much going on, I don't get to take people to a really deep activation to really connect to this deep part where I want to take you guys tonight. So it's probably going to be a good 30-40 minutes. So when we get to it, you know, I want you to be really comfortable. It's quite a journey. And hopefully we'll all get there together. I know when I did it this morning, every part of me was just buzzing and tingling. I could really feel it. So I'm hoping to be able to translate that to you guys. So here we are. We're going to start our gateway of light activation. So what is 11/11 besides the wake-up call, besides this DNA encouragement, besides this yearning to know us at soul level, our soul, you know, making us take notice? How many times do we see 111 on our phone or on a clock or on a driver's license plate on a car? We see it on signs. We see it so often. So we know that there's something going on, because when we see it, we get excited. Something in us goes, oh, look at that. I'm seeing it all the time. What does it mean? So these signs are always there for us to go, wake up. What am I thinking? When 111 comes up or 11/11, for me, it is that moment I stop. This is, you know, for you guys too. I just stop. I take a breath, close my eyes, and I actually consciously connect to my thinking, and whatever it is in me at that moment, I consciously connect, because 11/11 or 111 is about what you are thinking right now is what you are creating. What you are feeling right now is what you're going to call in. So let's have a look at, in future, when you see this 111 showing up, it's not just a magical thing. Well, it is magic. It's not a weird, crazy thing that, you know, happens. It's actually your soul saying, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's actually a way of you connecting in for that moment. So you stop, close your eyes, and you consciously choose your next thought and make it grand and make it huge. The other thing about today, Remembrance Day, and this is really important, this is where I really came up with this 11/11 event for Remembrance Day. We have so much history, 5,000 odd years of human history, recorded human history, where we have been at war. You look at any time frame in human history and there's been conflict. So we're at a time now where we're stepping into a new golden age, a new 5,000-year cycle. And we are actually the creators of the life, the world that is forming. Everything we think, say, feel and do right now is creating the world that we're stepping into, this new fifth dimension, new human, new earth, whatever you want to call it. We know something different's coming. So Remembrance Day in our history is all about, we remember those who have been at war. We remember the fallen, we remember the devastation, we remember all of that, and we honour them. We honour those men and women and animals who were in the face of adversity and conflict and lost their lives, limbs, minds, whatever. But for me, I find it really challenging. I find the whole concept of honouring and celebrating history of war, you know, it just makes me cringe a little bit. So I started to think, how can I start shifting this around? How can we make this something that is remembrance, honouring, but also remembering of who we are and making change in the world? So Remembrance Day 11/11 for me started to become my little crusade of shifting people's focus from let's stop and honour those who have passed and those who have stood in warfare and given us freedom. Let's honour that, but let's also remember and turn our face to where we're going, and decide that we have the capacity and the impact to change the direction we're going in by simple everyday acts within ourselves, choosing peace, choosing compassion, generosity of spirit, taking care of ourselves, meditation, having a more calm way of resolution with conflict. So the only way we can have this happen is more and more people to start waking up and saying, I'm choosing something different. Now, I'm going to throw in an experiment that happened in the Middle East back, I think it was in the 80s, and it's called the Maharishi effect. And if some of you have heard about it, great. Those of you who haven't, what it was a scientific experiment conducted in the battling part of the Middle East, where a certain number of people every day sat down to meditate at a set time every single day for a few months. And in those couple of months, they saw hospital admittances went down, violence dropped, so many things that were impacting life that created conflict and chaos dropped considerably. And then they stopped doing the experiment and everything went up again. And so what they've done, and this is you can Google this, I'm pretty sure the equation, the mathematical equation is the square root of 0.1% of a population is all it takes to shift a consciousness. So this is what these types of things do. People all over the world on this day, 11/11, are gathering to remember. They're gathering to bring more of their soul to surface. They're gathering to remember the light that they are so we can be more of that on the planet. So our consciousness inflames and inspires and enriches those around us to want to have similar experiences. So the more we work on ourselves and the more we open up to more of who we are, the more inspiration there is radiating out around us. And the quality of what we offer becomes very high caliber. So you all with me so far? That's the history of how I got to this 11/11 thing. Now we're going to come back into the number 11/11. This is the gateway. It is, well, I don't want to go too much into different systems and modalities, but there is a particular healing system I'm involved in, and here's Justin Mokira from the Liquid Crystals. He talks about the 11/11 as being the doorway between dimensions, basically. It's the doorway between a cycle and the start of a new one. So we are here on this 11/11 coming out of a three-dimensional way of being and stepping more and more into a fifth-dimensional way. And I know that sounds very esoteric and very woo-woo, but basically we're going from a mental world into an emotional world. Now, fingers crossed, I want to show you a picture. I'm going to go to my sharing my screen and let's see what happens. Let's see if I can do this. I'm so smart. Because everyone see this. I'm gathering that it's okay. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this. This here is what I call the maze of madness. Now, when you step into a maze, and I'm sure a lot of you have, all mazes have very high walls. They're way up above your head. You cannot see where you're going. You cannot see your way to the middle here. You just cannot see anything. You can only keep walking the path and you end up with dead ends, you're backtracking, you're second guessing yourself. It gets really frustrating. So this is a very mental way of moving through life. This is the analogy I'm giving you. This is very mental. And this is how we have been for over 5,000 years, struggling with this. Am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right direction? I'll try this. Oh, that's not working. I'll try something else. Dead end. I've got to go back and start again. This is how we've done a lot of our living. So I call it the maze of madness. And this is what the labyrinth is all about. It's the labyrinth of flow. And when you actually start and you walk in, all it is a pathway. You're never going to dead ends. You are never having to second guess yourself. You never have to work out which way do you go. You just follow the path that's there. You keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you just keep moving. This is why I love working with labyrinths. This is why I believe our soul has this labyrinth embedded in it on some level, because when we step into knowing, when we step into trust, this is how we live. We follow the path. We follow the guidance from within. So, and there's only one way. You just keep following that path all the way around. And yes, sometimes you think you're really close to the center, and you may end up being right out here, right on the outer. But you keep walking, because the path will always bring you back to you. It will always bring you back to the center. We just follow the path. So our journey tonight is going to be accessing a labyrinth within ourselves and following that path and coming into the very center, this beautiful column of, or shaft of light. And we're going to move with that. And my aim is to get you all to that place that our soul originated from, that moment before separation, that moment before your soul decided, I'm going to have a human experience as Karen, or I'm going to have a human experience as Damon, or I'm going to have a human experience as Kate, and this is my mission. This is the moment before we had any identity. So I'm really going to try and get you there so you can actually see how we embody and embed this labyrinth within us, and working with the 1111, all the codings and the sacred geometry and all of it with it. So this is why it's going to be a big activation. I really am hoping that you can all have, you know, some type of access to it. And this is a little process here. And I can send this to you all later. When you are walking your own labyrinth, and I'm not saying it tonight when we're doing our activation, but in the next few days, you'll have templates that you can play with, and I'll show you things to do with that. But when you're walking it, or you're tracing it with your finger, which we will do later, this is the type of stuff you say. Gratitude as you're walking, gratitude for all that has been, gratitude for all that is, gratitude for all that is coming, gratitude for all that I am. And then once you've walking through this, adding those gratitudes to yourself, you end up in the center, and this is where you really stand in the I amness. I am that I am. I am source. I am light. I am infinite. I am spacious. I am divine. I am all that I am. So this is the journey. This is why I have an addiction to labyrinths, and I've been to quite a few in different places around the world, and they're all magical. They're all potent, they're all powerful. And every time you step into them, you feel it. But every time I step into them, I also realize that it lives in us. It's in all of us. So this is why tonight I really want to take you on this beautiful journey and activation, so you know that every day, stepping forward, no matter what, you are in your own labyrinth flow. The times when you go into second guessing and you're butting against a wall and you can't move, then you know, I'm in my maze, I'm in the thinking. I'm really stuck in the overthinking right now. So how can I get back into my flow? How do I get back into the labyrinth of just taking one step at a time? And that means we connect to our knowing. So this is all the stuff we all know, all of us doing these spiritual paths and soul journeys and moving through life. We all know this. We all know the lingo. We all know the information. There is nothing new. Nothing new. Everything is KNEW. This is something I've been saying and teaching for 20 years. There is nothing new. Everything is in us. KNEW. We already know it. We've just lost connection to some of it. And if we've only got 5% of our DNA that's considered active, then, oh my God, I want to open up the rest. I want to see if I can actually be a Thor or a goddess or something like that. I mean, wouldn't that be amazing if we actually found those skills and talents in ourselves? Because that is who we are. So when we go back, I'm going to come out of the sharing for a minute. Right, down the bottom of your screen, you'll see a little bubble with dots in it. That's a chat. If you click on it, oh, good. Okay. We've got some things here. I will always go, I'll go through this later and add anything extra. So what do we Google? I'll put that down for you. That's the Maharishi effect. Okay, so if anyone has any questions about what I've just said, pop them in, or wave your hand around, or do something so we can see where you're at. Can you, oh yeah, mute everyone out. Okay, no one's got any questions? Oh, all right. So the next thing I want to talk about is, okay, this is why it's such a big thing. Full moon tomorrow. And we also have this Mercury retrograde, which has already started. The effect of it's already started. And I'm not going to go into too much info around that. The full moon in Taurus is about being really stabilized and grounded and earthed. It's also very sensual, and it's also about these senses. So the energy of Taurus is it doesn't like to be uncomfortable. So what I would suggest in the next couple of weeks is do a lot of things that make you really comfortable, things that you love, like really pamper yourself, really take care of the yummy things in life, because it's the energy of Taurus. This is the full moon. And the other thing that's coming up and hitting us really strongly is the Mercury retrograde, and some of them are real doozies. I am going to send you an email tomorrow with some information about it. But the Mercury retrograde is always around things going wrong or haywire or hurdles or hiccups or challenges or issues with travel, communications, computers, technology, contracts, anything to do with fine print. So it's really important over the next 3 weeks that you double check everything. Probably best not to sign contracts, but if you do, just check everything. The beauty with Mercury retrograde, and this is why this is also amazing with what's happening right now, 11/11, full moon, Mercury, it's all amplifying, is the ability to reflect, the ability to go within, the ability to take time to actually look at the details, to take time to finish off things. And some of us are already feeling that. We've got to finish things off, get them done. So the next couple of weeks, next 3 weeks, go for it. Finish everything off, get ready. Just get everything sorted out and cleared. So that's sort of what's going on. So we've got 11/11 lighting up, opening up, activating more within ourselves. We've got the Mercury retrograde going, don't get too big. And we've got the full moon going, have a really good time while you're doing it. So it's really being pulled and stretched in all directions, which, coming to that, is what is going to be happening between now and the end of the year. It's already accelerated. It's already amplifying. We are being shaken up like we've never been shaken before, and anything and everything that we haven't brought to an end yet in our life, or haven't stepped away from or completed or shut the door on, is going to be fully in our face until we do, until we make choices and decisions to let go and to step forward. This is the end of not just the end of a year, it is also the end of a decade. And the last 10 years has been a really big decade in people's awakening, their growth, their consciousness, stepping more and more into their soulness, stepping more and more into a purposeful way of living, and knowing that we are creators. So we have really come in 10 years in leaps and bounds in our consciousness. And I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, I look back, I've been reading through some of my things from 10 years ago, and I'm reading it going, I don't even know that person anymore. That person just is like a figment of my imagination now. There was so much fear and so much shyness and so much lack of value. And I look at it now and go, wow. So these are things to look at as we're coming to the end of this year, and today is a really good time to actively step into that, because once we get to 2020 onwards, the energy is going to shift huge. Everything's just going to open. It's going to be an interesting year. Next year, it is a 4-year, very, very, very deep. It's going to be lots and lots more deeper soul work, soul resilience, soul flow, soul connection, loads more than what we've ever had before, and epiphanies all over the place. So let's start working on ourselves, on our DNA. Let's get in and actively connect our 11/11 energy, which is flooding onto the planet today, and the labyrinth that lives within you. All right? So, no questions? So the only thing I need you all to do is to get comfortable, really comfortable. And I'm going to come back to share a screen because I want you all to get this image in your heads. Here we go, this one. This beautiful illuminated labyrinth with that light in the center. It's just where we're going. We're going to walk into a labyrinth, into this shaft of light, and we're going to travel with that. So this is the image, and is there another one I wanted to show you? This one. This is one of the labyrinths that I actually create for events. So this is the type of thing, just to give you a visual. If you've never been to a labyrinth or you've never walked one, this is just giving you a little idea of what to maybe visualize. When we go into the meditation and the activation, I really need you all to understand this. If you're getting confused, don't worry about it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I turned that off. Excuse me. It's always something. So sorry about that. Technology. I should have taken the cord out. So I'm going to come back to this. When we do the meditation, activation, if you, and the visualization, if you, as I said, if you're getting confused, don't worry about it. If you get lost, don't worry about it. If you think that you don't understand some of the words, don't worry about it. If you want to try and remember it, don't worry about it. Just be with what you can be. Just be with that. There is no right or wrong. There is no perfect scenario. As I could see with my phone going off, there is no desire to be or do anything else but being with yourself on this little journey. If you find it that you are going into the thinking, it's okay. Take a breath. Just close your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Just take a breath and just come in where you can. You don't have to jump out and I don't understand this, or I don't know what I'm doing, or I think I've done it wrong. Stop all of that. That's just the ego, the inner critic, and the inner judge trying to stop you from remembering who you are. It's trying to stop you from standing in the light that you are. That's all it's trying to do. So we are going to just be in the space. We are going to journey. We are going to be okay with it all. And we are going to be open. Everything that we are there in this moment to receive, activate, and become. And I need Kate. Sorry, Kate, can you turn your microphone off, please? Just mute it. I'll mute you. There, you're muted. Okay. Feels like somebody else has got these on too. So before we start the meditation, everyone, could you just please make sure that you are on, your microphone's muted. So I'm going to leave this image here, or not this one, in case you need to open your eyes for a little peep, and that's okay. But hopefully you will be so in this that you can just flow. So let's do this. I'm going to turn my video on. That's fine. All right, so everyone, I want you to get really comfortable. Have a quick drink of water if you've got water with you, because we're going to be in this for a little while. Make sure you've got some support. If you're a person who likes to lie down, great, lie down. If you've got cushions, get cushions, but be really comfortable. Make sure your feet are solid and supported, and your body is really supported for this. Okay, so in. still on. There we go. Anyone else in here? Just making sure everyone's muted. Damon, mute. All right. Let's all just take a breath. Let's all take a really full breath and breathe out. And take another full breath. Breathe in and breathe out. And once more, take a really big breath. Breathe in and hold it. And breathe out. Closing your eyes. Allowing your body to just be. Allowing your body to be comfortable. And just taking that breath, just breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So I want you to take another breath, full breath, and hold it. And then exhale. And we're going to take one more breath. Hold it. And complete. Exhale. So, staying with your breath, staying with your eyes closed, allowing your body to be open and receptive. We take a breath at our heart space. We give ourselves permission to travel with our soul to the place, that moment before our soul separated from the collective, to come into your own unique human experience. This is our destination. And we take a breath, and with intent through all of us, right now in this beautiful dynamic, we're going to send from our heart the intention, the energy of connection, the energy of unity. We're going to send it out to connect with every person on this call, every person on this journey, in all directions. And just taking a breath, allowing yourself to see the energy moving from your heart and moving out, just to connect with other people on this call. You just have to set that intention and the energy goes there. It's a remembering of self, remembering of others, and this connection together to amplify, accelerate, and elevate. Now take another breath and bring awareness to your feet. Just allow them to be rested, relaxed. Take another breath and bring awareness to your right leg. And just allow your whole leg to relax. Setting that thought with the exhale allows that body part to just be. Take another breath and bring awareness to your left leg. And again, just let it relax as you exhale. Just relax your left leg. Let it relax. Take a breath and breathe to your hip girdle. Front of the pelvis, back of the pelvis, the sacral area. Take a breath, a full breath into that area. And as you exhale, that powerful intention of just letting that area relax. Just letting it be open. Just relax. Take another breath and have awareness of your whole torso, vertebrae, rib cage. And as you exhale, just that sense of everything letting go. Take another breath with awareness of your rib cage and be present to it as you inhale, sensing the rib cage opening, expanding out. And with the exhalation, that hugging in, that beautiful restriction coming back in. And just relax. Let it be. Take another breath and bring awareness to your upper chest. And as you exhale, openness. Just let it be open and relaxed. Just so the breath can flow easily. Bring awareness to your right arm, right down to the fingertips. And as you exhale, let it relax. Just let it be. And bring awareness to your left arm, from the shoulder down to the fingertips. And once again, as you exhale, just let it go, let it be. Let the energy move, wash down through it, dribble out through your fingertips. However you want to visualize it, just let the energy move through and relax. And then take awareness with the breath to your upper back. It's an area where we have a lot of tension, a lot of stress, a lot of burdens, a lot of problems. Take a big breath, and as you exhale, just soften. Just even maybe feel yourself drop your shoulders. Just soften them. And again, take another breath with awareness of your upper back. We do tend to bring our shoulders up to our ears, and as you exhale again, just soften. Let them drop. Let them just drop. Let them fall into a place of comfort. Then take awareness with the breath to your throat, the front and back of your neck. Taking a breath here as you exhale, just let it relax. Open, spaciousness. This is the bridge where we shift from lower consciousness into higher consciousness. And it can be as simple as 5 breaths with the right questions to get you from lower consciousness to higher consciousness just through the throat. Take a breath and bring your awareness to the back of your skull. And just set the intention of letting it relax, just letting your head be soft. I know there's a lot of bone in there, but the intention can let the skull, the skin on our skull, just let go a little bit, just to be softer. Bring awareness with your breath to your face. And as you exhale, just again, that softness, just intend softness, that relaxation. And then take another breath and come to the very top of your head. This is that beautiful fontanelle area on a baby. This is where connection is, energy connections, our crown chakra, that movement of energy moving up and down, moving into higher consciousness. And just allow that area to be soft and open and yielding. Just let it yield. Just be. And then take another full breath and allow, with an intention or a visualization, that sense of your whole body just opening up, just expanding out with a full breath. And as you exhale, the energy, just that body, that energy body, just relaxing back down, just relaxing. Breathe again and set the intention of your energy body expanding out. And as you exhale, it relaxes, just relaxes in. And take one more breath, that sense of really opening up. Everything open, everything relaxed, everything soft. And as you exhale, the sense of the energy just being supported, soft. Now we begin our journey. So take a breath at your heart space. Visualize yourself in a field or an open space, something beautiful, wilderness, wild grass, trees, flowers, whatever you wish. Just visualize yourself in a place of great wilderness that's spacious. And see yourself starting to walk through this wilderness. Your hands might be gracefully touching the tops of grass. Perhaps you might be touching leaves, breathing in the scent, feeling that breeze on your skin, the sun on your body, listening, opening, feeling at one with that space where you are. And as you're walking along, you see a path open up and you start to follow that path. And you're walking through down that path, and there's a set of stairs. And you walk down those stairs. You take note of these stairs as you're stepping down. There's a big path in front of you, and these steps are just taking you down to that next level. So we come down 10 steps, 12 steps, down to the bottom, and we take a breath. And we keep walking along that path. And we can see in front of us a glow, a big glow. We're walking towards that glow. Coming along the path, there's another set of stairs. You step down those stairs, another 10 stairs down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you continue on that path. There may be some animals around. There may be some birds. There may be some critters. Take note of which ones are watching you, crossing your path, maybe coming to you. And we just keep walking along this path, and you can see this glow in front of you. And the closer you're getting to it, the stronger the glow. And you can see it's like a shaft of light extending up into the heavens. And this path brings you to a stone labyrinth. You're standing at the threshold of this labyrinth. Stones, this beautiful circular walk. The very center of it, there's this shaft of light, and your soul just wants to jump straight in. But the process is you step over the threshold and you commit. I am walking home. I am coming back to who I really am. And as you step over that threshold, you start to follow that stone path, just walking. You may walk around and just turn back, staying on the same path, moving forward all the time, just following the curves. Your labyrinth, when you're walking, may look different to somebody else's. Doesn't matter. For those who have walked a labyrinth, you'll follow one that you know. And you find as you're walking towards the center, you can see the shaft of light. You feel like you need to start shedding. You feel like you need to let go. You need to drop things, maybe thoughts, maybe old habits, maybe old dreams, maybe old angst issues. You just get this sense it's time to drop it. It's time to leave it behind. And you keep following your path, and every now and again, if you feel the need to stop, stop. I am grateful for all that has been. I am grateful for all that is. I am grateful for all that is coming. I am grateful for who I am. And keep following the path. You're getting closer and closer. moving in towards this shaft of light right in the center of your labyrinth. And as you get to it, it is brilliant, it's crystalline, and as you look up, you can just see it going up, 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 and it's not fading, it's strong. It's this shaft of light that's just going on and on and on and on. And you step into it. Visualize, intend, see yourself stepping into this shaft of intense crystalline light. This is a gift. Your cells start to sing, your cells start to energize. And as you're in this shaft of light, a platform that you're standing on starts to ascend. You are standing on a platform in a shaft of light and you are ascending. Moving up. Now we started in your heart and now we're moving up on this ascension platform through your throat, through your third eye, to the crown. Take a breath. And from there, this platform elevates you up to an energy center above your head called your soul star. You're still in this shaft of light, but standing on a platform being elevated. And you take a breath here. You are stepping out of physicality. And this shaft of light is your soul pulse. It is the connection from your human self back to the collective, the pool of energy that your soul came from. So from soul star, we take another breath and we lift. That platform takes us up to another gateway called a stellar gateway. This is the star system that your soul has come through to come into our humanness. You're still in this shaft of light. You're lifting up higher. You're coming up through your universal gateway. This is where your soul chose the universe it was going to come and experience itself in. Nothing in this universe that you are in is like you. And as that platform rises further and further up, you go through another gateway we call our cosmic gateway. And that light beam is still, that shaft of light is still rising, strong, clear. You're rising and you arrive just above your cosmic gateway. The platform stops. You're still in this incredible shaft of light. In front of you are two doors and they slide open. You take a breath. You are about to step into the spaciousness of all that is available. Everything that you have come from in that moment before your soul separated and came into its human experience. So take a breath. And when you're ready, step through that doorway and be in that space. Just going to let you stay there for a little bit. Just keep breathing, expansive, open, infinite. No form. Just energy. knowing, completion, purity, oneness. This space before the moment before separation. Absorb it, dance in it, breathe it, remember it. This is the remembering we've come for. And start to, the essence of you, it's all about the essence, feels as big as the universe and beyond, as deep as the cosmos and beyond. And there's a sense of joy, a sense of belonging, this deep sense of home. And then you turn, this essence of you turns back towards the doors. It's time to gather. And in this space, you're looking at the doors that have closed, these two sliding doors, and on the two doors you see 11 on one door and 11 on the other. And in this moment, you're looking at those numbers. And as you look, it's like they start to move. There's like energy moving in the numbers. And you move closer to get a better look. Your essence is curious. And a part of you reaches out and touches the numbers, putting your hands on both of the 11s. And in that moment of contact, the numbers come to life. And they start to expand. It's getting longer. And as they're lengthening to become columns, these columns in front of these doors now, 11 one side, 11 the other, 2 columns on either door. You look at them and you see the colours moving and swirling, colours that you know and colours that you cannot recognise yet, colours you've never seen before. And swirling around you, your essence, and landing in these columns as they're growing and opening is the sacred geometric shapes: sphere, cuboid, tetrahedron, octahedron, dodecahedron, icosahedron. All these geometric shapes dancing around you and landing in these columns, colours swirling, and they keep moving, getting taller and taller. You're seeing life being formed, the basis of life. Flower of life shapes, Vesica Pisces, seed of life, all these geometric shapes swirling and landing in these columns in sequences, vibrating, fitting together, overlapping, moving through each other. These 4 columns, 11, 11, standing tall, standing strong, showing you what's going on underneath everything. What's under matter? What forms matter? You take a breath. You are reminded from some knowing within yourself, this is the time to ask, to request the healing that you need, the changes and shifts in your cells, in your DNA, in your thinking, in your yearnings, in your desires. Asking for the basis of your DNA, which when you see this, it looks like light, reorganizing itself and having more space. So be open to whatever this is that you are requesting at your core, your essence, for the next part of your becoming, your remembering, your knowing, your being as a human, as a soul living in a human temple. Allow whatever it is to move through you. You may find some of those sacred geometric shapes start to move through your essence. Some of the colors may wrap around you. And as these shapes are moving through you and colors are moving around you and over you, these 2 columns, these on either side of the door, start to shrink back down. They come back to a size where your hands could fit on top of them. On one side, the 1111, 2 of those figures of 11, you see move out from the door and starts to gently twist around each other to form your DNA double helix. Master blueprint. And there's space in it. Spaciousness, freshness, newness, more light, more potentials and possibilities accessible. And in a breath, it enters your beingness, your essence, and locks in. Deep in your essence. And the other 11, moves out. And the lines, 2 lines start to twirl and twist and form a labyrinth. Your soul pathway. And there is great joy and gratitude for this gift. And that labyrinth that has just been formulated for you, your soul's energy, is brought in and imprinted where your crown chakra would be in your physicality. When this is complete, the doors open. You take a breath of home, of oneness, of completion, of purity, the totality of you in essence and soul, knowing there is more for you to become, and it's available to you now. And as you step into the door, through the doors, you step onto that platform, back into that shaft of light. And you look back at that space where you've just been, that complete, expansive infinity. And you can ask one question for yourself to bring back into your human form. Ask your question now. And once the answer is received, it is with great respect, great honour, and great humility that your soul remembers even more. The doors shut, and that platform in that shaft of light starts to descend. Comes back through the cosmic gateway. So this is the part of this incredible infinite world, life, all the universes, the multiverses that you've chosen to bring your unique skills, gifts, talents, wisdom, knowing to. You've chosen that one. Now that platform comes down, still in that shaft of light, down to the universal gateway. You're bringing all of you and the ripple effect to the whole universe into this one you've chosen. And from there, the platform coming down to your stellar gateway, coming through the star system, more potentized, more refined. And from there, the platform comes down to your soul star. And we stop here and we have a breath. We allow that shaft of light with everything we've just remembered, the opportunity to just expand it out, to fill that energy center above our crown, just fill it with all the wisdom, remembering, allowing the activation of your purpose, potential, power, direction, soul, knowing, to open up even more of your potency. And from there, we drop that platform, comes back into the crown, past the third eye, throat, back into the heart. And we're in this heart space and we see we're back in the middle of our labyrinth, in that shaft of light. We've landed back into that space. But this time, our true soul labyrinth is already embedded in us. The earthly ones are just a way of helping us reconnect. And in that space of being in that shaft of light, in the middle of the labyrinth we started in, you stand there with your arms open, your head turned upwards, and your heart and soul. I am source. I am creator. I am here. I am all that I am. I am light. I am beingness. I am infinite. I am. I am. I am. And then you see your arms coming back down. You're aware that you're back in your physicality. You're still in the middle of the labyrinth. You're still in that shaft of light. And for a moment in this labyrinth, you look down. I just want you to look down at your feet. See your feet. Remember, oh, that's right. This is my humanness. Your feet. I am. And right around you, in words, all around your feet, I am source, I am light, I am infinite, I am all that I am, I am, I am. These are the words giving rise to this shaft of light. All the light is coming from these words and moving up, singing its song onwards. And you take a breath here and you step out of that shaft of light and you follow the labyrinth back out. Just keep walking that path. Be aware as you're walking how the body feels, how the heart feels. And you're following that labyrinth out, just following your feet, following the paths, curving around, all the way around, coming out. Feeling lighter, feeling more grounded, more knowing. And you come back to that threshold of the labyrinth where you stepped in. You take a big breath. Thank you. And you step out. And you just follow that path back towards that set of stairs. Again, being aware, what animals are there? Are there any animals waiting for you? Is there any that really feel like they need your attention? Taking your time, following that path back to the first set of stairs, and you come up them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to the next path. Follow that path along. Breathing, being aware of the senses, being aware of the space, being aware of your physicality, being aware of the incredible infinite expansiveness within. And you get to the next set of stairs and you go up those stairs again, 10 or 12 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a skip, there's a lightness, there's such a level of joy. And you keep following that path back. You're still out in there's trees and there's grass, but everything looks different. Everything feels different. It's like a new world. And you take a breath and you come back into the heart space that you are right now. Stepping into this heart space. I am. I am. And take a big breath, just a really big, just fill your whole body, just fill it as much as you can. Exhale. And fill again, breathing in. This time, have awareness, and in your physical form, just wherever you are, just move your feet. If you're sitting, just move them up and down. It's like, let me be grounded, let me be back here. If you're lying down, get your feet to rub on each other, just to get the sense that you are back here. And when you're ready, rub your hands, bring your hands together and rub them pretty fiercely with love till there's a bit of heat. And then place them over your eyes and take a couple of little blinks, bringing yourself back, waking up, coming back in. And then when you're ready, just really allow yourself to be back in your body. Okay, so just take your time to come back. If anyone is struggling, I guess you're not going to say anything. Just take a few breaths and really just take your time. When you're ready to come back in, just unmute yourselves, and then I just want to have a quick chat before I go on with the rest of this. So I don't know about you, I sort of went on that. It was really, really hard for me to stay in this body. So I hope you all have the chance to really open up and be in that space and really embody it. Yeah, you can all unmute yourselves if you like. Does anyone have anything they want to say before I talk about our templates?
I guess for me it was such a powerful experience. I didn't know where I was going on my path and my journey, but it actually took me back to my home and where I'm from originally. And then I walked up, and the light going up was just powerful. It's probably the most powerful thing I've done. Yeah.
Well, I hope you felt it. I'm just all a bit emotional at the moment. These types of things stir me up. Thank you for sharing, Lee. That's really lovely. What's
back.
the time?
I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm Renee, but I can't see me, but I feel great.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I don't know how to get me back on, but thank you.
We can hear you. It's all right. Hi, Damon. Oh, hang on. Can't hear you. We can't hear you, Damon. Maybe you don't want to talk. That's okay. Can't hear you, Damon. All right.
One question, Raylene. Do we get a copy of this so we can listen to it or watch it again?
Yes.
Yay. Thank you.
in my techno dum-dumness, which I'm getting better with, I will put that into a YouTube video and I will send it out the next day. Oh, I won't be able to do it Wednesday. I'll send it out Wednesday and you can all have an experience of that again if you like, because I thought it was pretty amazing. My experience with it today was full on. So, are we all good? Are we ready to continue and get Earth? Because I really want to get you Earth before we disappear and go off and dream and travel, and astral travel and all the rest of it. Sorry, Damon, I can't hear you if you were saying anything, but still can't hear you.
I'm sure I fell asleep.
Lulu?
Yes. I think I fell asleep.
That's okay. You're going to get the recording so you can go through it again.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Too easy. And it doesn't matter if you're asleep. Sometimes, you know, we are knocked out, so our soul can actually do the experience without us getting in the way and mentalizing it. You know, sometimes it's like when you work with people sometimes. I know when I work with people sometimes, if it's something very deep that's going on, it's like they get knocked out. They go to sleep like that, and then 10 minutes later they're back, and it's because the deeper stuff has to happen with them out of the equation, the mental body out of the equation. So sometimes going off to sleep is a good thing. You're getting it on a level without interference or without judgment or expectations. It's all good,
right,
as long as you all feel relaxed.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone else want to say anything?
Yeah, for me, Raylene, I was not in the, I could hear you, but I was not there. But I could hear you. And then when you said come back, I came back. So.
You couldn't hear me guiding you?
I could hear everything, but
I
was not, for some reason, I couldn't feel myself there, but I could hear, I could visualize everything.
Beautiful. You expanded.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So thank you everyone for really allowing to be. I felt a lot of that was going on. So yes, Kerry, you will get a copy. So that's all good. So what I want to talk to you about is these. You've been sent these. I really like this one. I wanted pictures, little flowers, because I'm a bit of a nature nut. So I had to have something there. Now, you can print these out as many times as you like, but this is one thing I'd like you all to do before we go on to anything else. Put it down. You can get a pen if you like, or you can just use your finger, and you are going to actually follow that path. It's just an activity to get you back completely. You're going to do that path. And then when you get to the center, with your pen, you can write in there whatever you need, like I am source, I am light, I am being, I am infinite, whatever it is, I am. You can write that. It's just a little journey for you to bring you back. The other thing I want to show you, I'm going to share the screen again because I had to take a picture of this because I love it. And I've got one, but it's not, I'm not showing it because it's about my stuff. I'll show you one that I found that I really, really loved. This is what you can do with it. Look at that.
Oh, I love it.
So that's why I've given you the template so you can print them out, you can color it, you can write your journey if you like, decorate it, have it as your, this is your soul remembering of the times when you're, when you're having a bad day or something's not going right or you've got too many bills to pay or, nothing's falling into place. You go back to that. And you follow that path, you trace it out and you read the words you've written. You read the story of the soul, what it's telling you. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. This is just one example. So there's lots of them around, but this one, I just wanted to show you what you can do. So you could write in the middle, I am whatever you want, and your journey to get there. And all, like, it could just be, I am grateful for all that is. I'm grateful for all that has been. I'm grateful for what is still to come. It could be that simple. And you just write it over and over. So I'm going to come back to you guys. So that's a way to play with it. You can also do it. You can actually do it, and this is a really lovely thing to do. You can create a labyrinth of love and blessing wishes for people that you care about. You can actually do that and write a message from your soul to them in the labyrinth and give it away. Instead of a birthday card, it's a bit more personal. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas card, whatever. So what I want you all to do is get your labyrinth out, if you've got it, if you've printed it off, and I just want you to really be, and it's like like you just use your finger if you like, or a pen, and just get to that threshold, the very opening, which is here, and you do take that breath and you actually say, I commit to this walk of wisdom, or this walk of remembering, or this walk of expansive self or my soul. And I want you to trace it with your finger. So just go into that right now, because I really want you guys to be back in your body before we get off the call. So I'm doing mine too, because I need to be in my body. And once you guys get into the center, you can write something if you like. You don't have to right now, but if you want to, just write something and sit with that just for a couple of breaths, and then trace your way out again.
Oh yeah, I can. What are we putting in the middle?
Whatever you want. I am light, I am source, I am being, I am me, I am all that I am. I am ready.
My microphone was on.
I heard you. So once you've done that, you should feel a little bit more earthed. It's just to get that mental Seeing cap back on in place actually. So we're all there, right? So you've got lots of ideas there to play with. The activity I would really like you to do sometime. Well, it's up to you if you do it or not. I'm not going to check up. I'm not going to ring you and say, have you done it yet? If you really want to do it for yourself in a really powerful way, do what we've done today. Write, as that image I showed you, write your story, your soul story in here. When you've finished and you get into the center, you lay it flat, light a candle and stick a candle on the top. So that reminds you of that shaft of light, that flame that holds everything and transports you to wherever you need to be, to remember. It's just a little visual. And it's like anything, burning candles for me, I'm just mad. I'm going to go into it now. I'm mad on candles at the moment. There's so much stuff going on in the world and so much stuff that you can feel helpless about. But now I've decided, no, I can't go down that path. Let's start working on what I can do. And so lighting candles with prayer and devotion and intentions and, you know, for various people, lighting a candle, it's an act of, it's a sacred act for me. And so lighting a candle for anything we do like this is bringing that focus and that attention and something sacred to what you are doing. You are a sacred being. So lighting candles on this type of thing and maybe having it for, I would say, until probably maybe light your candle, what am I being told here? 10 days, I'm being told. Okay, 10 days. Light your candle once a day for 10 days. And it's almost like that's when everything's really embodied and locked in. Okay, any questions? Oh, missed the printing. What printing? Stacey? Oh, you missed printing it. Oh, okay, sorry. There you go, love. It's there.
Riley,
Okay.
just one question. Can you use this as a map for manifestation even?
You can if you like. I have a better thing for manifestation, and
All right,
Diane
all
knows about that one.
All right.
It's the Vesica Pisces. I have a whole process around that, and I find that way potent than anything else I've done, because you're actually in the eye of creation. What would you say about that, Diane?
I can say it's amazing from Renee. It's awesome.
I'll unmute you. There you go, Diane. I think I've unmuted you.
There we go. Yeah, I use it a lot with, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, cool, yeah. Definitely for manifesting, especially beliefs and thoughts, and collapsing those at their point of creation, and then you've got a lovely pregnant point of creation, and you become creator in that space. Vesica Pisces is ultra powerful.
Yeah, it's my favourite. My favourite one.
I love it too.
Thanks, Diane.
Cheers.
Okay, so I'm just going to mute you again. So this is some stuff I want to give you guys, which is, you know, just to help you. So yes, Lana, if you want to use it as a manifestation thing, you can. You know, that's your intention. What you got to remember is every intention we have, there is power. So this is, I don't want to blow your fuses, but I'm going to put it this way. I want you to understand, this is why the soul work is so important. In this human incarnation that you've all stepped into, when you start to remember that at every point of contrast in your life, every single time something has happened in your life where it's contrast, it's a big contrast, in that moment your soul has already yearned, intended and desired something better. In that moment of contrast, it already has gone to something better. It wants something better. So if our soul is already doing that, yearning, desiring, intending something better in every point of contrast in our life, in this human life, how much stuff do you think is sitting in your energy field? How many intentions have you done? How many desires have you put out there? How many things you're aligning with? More and more and more. But we've got all this stuff we've yearned for at soul level. It's already in our energy field. This is where dropping into the soul and walking the labyrinth, your inner labyrinth, stepping into it, allows you to keep following that path. Your soul knows where you're going. It knows it. We've been taught to distrust it. It's been made bad, evil, sinister. But we're coming back into a time where that is the path for us. So if everything we've ever yearned for, desired, intended is already sitting in our energy field, that means we've got a hell of a lot of potency around bringing things to fruition because they're already there. But what we do in our mental world is we want more. And it has to look a certain way. So what do? We put a limitation on it. We put down barriers and structures to make it be a certain way because it suits what we think it has to be. So when we start to come from this soul level, following the knowing of our soul, walking our own inner labyrinths, we come into a place where so many things we've already yearned for want to come to us, wants to come into our life. We've already done it. Now, if that's one human experience where we've done it, can you imagine how much is in our soul energy field from all the lifetimes we've ever had? There is so much there already. But we're not seeing it. We're not honouring it. And this is why the inner work is so important. That's why things like this, other things I do, help us realise that everything we need, we already have. It's already here. It's already here. It's already in our energy field. It's already tangible. It's already, we can feel it. But our conditioning is, what can I do to make it happen? And really all we need to do with is, what can I do to align with what is the next thing for me? Everything known, everything unknown, I'm aligning with whatever is meant to be mine now. And we go back to that. People have heard me say this before, and this is the secret to manifestation. I found it for me anyway, and I think more and more people are getting it. It's our feelings. There's a universal law that's constant, and it's stated this way. Everything that's meant to be mine in this life will be at the right time. In our old world, our old 3D world that we're leaving, time is linear, which means everything is about one foot in front of the other. It is that pushing against time, running out of time, never enough time, trying to get to something, and then we get there and it's never enough. We need more. We've got to do more. We're just pushing all the time. In our new world, we're finding time is different now. And I think a lot of you are understanding this. Time is becoming very cyclic. It's not linear anymore. It's expansive. It's going in all directions. And look, I've known this thing about time being cyclic for, 15 years, but it's becoming more relevant now. And our feelings in our body, when our feelings arise and fall away, they are cycles. They rise up, they give us information, and they leave. It's like the tide. It comes up, goes away. So that universal law translates to this. Everything that's meant to be mine in this life will be when I have the right feeling. So if we are wanting to manifest, inverted commas manifest, which means it's very mental, because it means focused intention, it becomes the maze of madness, because you've got to stay on track. Really, it's rigid. When we start to align with it through our feelings, I get the vision of what I'm wanting to create. I see myself in that role. I get the feeling of that. I instill those feelings, get my body to create the chemistry for those feelings. That is how creation happens. And therefore, my feelings then bring to me all that is meant to be mine in this life. Does that make sense to everyone? It's a way easier way of living. Just know how you want to feel. Know how you want to feel. What can I do to feel that way? And then do it. And this is the other thing that's come through, and I'll share this with you before we go. The other thing that's come through in the last couple of weeks is okay, I'll go through the story. I think you can all listen to me for a few more minutes. A couple of months ago, I was doing something and I heard this really loud click, click in the universe. It was not in my energy field, outside, but I felt it, and it was this ripple effect went out. And I thought, whoa, something's just happened here. So, what does this look like? What does it mean? And so I sat with it, and I got shown that doors got closed that day. in the universe. The universe closed doors and said, no more of this. And what it showed me was, let's see if I can draw it. I've got a pen. Everyone else has got pens except me. Here I have. I've got one. So what I got shown was, say this blank page is your life. Here you are in the middle. When you get triggered, when something comes up for you in life, when there's some type of issue, some challenge, something that, it gets you, straight away, you energetically, on all levels, go back to the origin of whatever that trigger was. And you start analysing, you start overthinking, what if I'd done it this way? My life would be different now if I'd done this, blah, 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 blah. We do all that. So what we're doing, we're going back and we analyse and we get stuck there. When we've done all the analysing and all the stuff that we've done over and over and over, we then have to travel back along that timeline to get back to the current area of self where we are now before we can go forward. So that day, the universe went, we're stopping that, we're shutting the door. This is self-indulgent. That's what I got told. This analysing, going over the same stuff over and over is self-indulgent, because consciousness does not ever go backwards. Consciousness is expanding forward and out all the time. It never goes backwards. So what happened, the door got shut. Basically, I was told, this too self-indulgent, stop, everyone has to stop doing this, because we can only move forward and out. And what that means is, when you come up with something triggers you, there's an issue or something happens in your life, in that moment, the door's shut. In that moment, the only thing we can do is, what is the one thing I can do, think, say, or feel right now to move forward? I honour and accept what's happened, but I need to move forward. And it's funny, because after that happened, I went to Melbourne. I've got a really big client base in Melbourne. And that first week I was there, so many people came in, and without me saying a word, so many of them said, I don't know, I'm just not interested. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not interested in the past anymore. I just want to know where I'm going. I just want to keep moving forward. And I think a lot of you are getting this feeling right now is, how am I going to move forward? What is it? I need to keep going forward. Going backwards is not for us anymore. Does anyone understand this?
Yep.
Is anyone feeling it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Good. So this is what's happened. So after a couple of weeks, I rang a friend of mine who's very, very different, and she works with all the cogs and wheels of the universe. She knows all that sort of stuff. And I said to her, hey, listen, this is what happened. This is what I saw, what I got told. Just wondering, is that real, or is that just my fertile imagination? And she said, no, that's exactly what happened that day. Because I told her the day, that's exactly what happened. The door got shut, and more of us don't want to do that anymore. It's like, I don't want to see it, don't know it anymore. I'm done. Good. I'm just interested in where I'm going and where I'm growing. So this is really important for us as we're working with this. This is about growing, connecting in, going into your soul. What other aspect of myself can I bring out now? Because you've opened up, you've seen it, you've got it embedded now. You just have to trust yourself and spend time with it. Is that all okay?
Yep, 100%.
Anybody have any questions they want to ask at all?
Hi, Raylene. It's Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hello, beautiful. I just wanted to ask about the candle. You said once a day for 10 days. Like, do you burn it the whole day?
You don't have to burn it for the whole day. I would burn it maybe, you know what I'm being told, I'm hearing right now, burn it when you're having a cup of tea.
Okay. Awesome.
The thing is, with doing all this stuff, rituals and stuff, we don't have to spend so much time doing all that stuff. It's so fast now. It's like, this is what I'm doing. This is how I want it to be. Here's my commitment to it. Light the candle or whatever we're doing. Do your labyrinths, do your meditation, do your prayer. Like, really, it's super fast now, because we have become what we were trying to become a while ago. Our energy is different. As I said, you look back 10 years ago, you're a different person. we have opened up so much, we've lit up so much, we have awakened so much that what we're doing now, we are becoming closer and closer to our creator self, which means that whatever we do doesn't have to take forever or take very long anymore. Things are fast. And I think any of you who are working with people, doing healing work, whatever, will find that it's just like bang, 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 bang. You know, it's really fast. Does that answer your question, love?
Totally answered my question. I wanted to thank you so much for before, because that was like magical. Honestly, it was like awesome. So thank you.
Oh, bless. Thank you. So I just want to make sure everyone's okay. Yes?
Yes.
Does anyone have anything they need me to send to them? Besides the recording.
Yeah. And just all the photos that, like all those little PDFs that you showed us at the start, will they all be included?
I can add them in. Yeah, they're all pictures.
Yeah.
I just want to show you one. Hang on, I'm going to share my screen again. I'll just go into this one. Share. This one here. Oh my God. Look at this.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That is Labyrinth in Yeppoon. It is amazing. The energy is fantastic. It is, it's actually, the ocean is right next to it. And that mountain behind it's like another pyramid. It's absolutely incredible, really incredible. So if you're ever traveling around, it's worth, if you like labyrinths and stuff, it's worth going and checking if any are around and doing the walk. There's a fantastic one in Melbourne at Merry Creek. It's my favourite. There's even one in Sydney Centennial Park, which I've walked. It's very concrete, but it's still magical because you're doing the walk. You're walking back home to you. So they're worth playing with. I've got another one here. Oh, yes, that's that thing. I'll send all those to you too. Oh, now I've got to say this. I haven't announced it publicly yet, but I'm going to announce it to you guys. I've actually put a program together for next year. It's 12 months and it's every month working with a particular frequency that the universe is gifting to us. All the information's on my website. So it really does help us stay aligned, heart, soul, body, mind, with the energies that are flooding in with awareness so we can actually keep growing and expanding. And look, we're all going to do it anyway, but sometimes when you're really consciously connected to it, you actually make bigger shifts. That's all I need to say. So if anyone's interested, go and have a look and finish it. I'm finishing taking applications, or anyone interested, in January, and then we're into it big time. So that's there if anyone's keen. Apart from that, let's look at this once more. Wouldn't you love to see your labyrinth looking like that?
Yeah.
Yep, I would. So I'm going to issue a challenge. Let me stop sharing this. I'm going to issue a challenge for everyone who's here. Where is my book? Oh, I haven't got one near, somewhere in another room. I wrote a book this year. I published and wrote a book. So what I will do, if anyone wants to, yay, thanks, Di. Yeah. Thanks, Megs. Yeah. If anyone wants to do their labyrinth and colour it in, or do whatever you're going to do, send me an image. I don't have to read the words. It can just be a little snapshot. I'm not going to hone in and read all your bits and pieces. The first person to do it in the next week and send it to me will get a copy of my book. And the second person will get a deck of my awareness cards. So before I finish, I'm going to pull an awareness card for the night to complete. Yeah, you've got those ones, Megan. I've got these ones. They go with my book. All right, I'm just going to pull a card for everyone and then we'll finish the night. Everyone here. Beautiful message for everyone. Humility.
Awesome.
How perfect is that? You know, the more we expand, the more we open, the more we become who we are, the more of that we dive into. We leave the ego, we leave the mental body, and we just become. So that's a really beautiful way to finish. So I want to thank you all very much from my heart and soul for being here. I hope you all enjoyed that activation and that experience. Have fun with your labyrinths. your templates. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. I will get the recording to you soon. In the next, well, it won't be tomorrow, it'll be Wednesday for sure. And the pictures. And Kerry, yes, the one in Yeppoon is open to the public. You just have to know how to get there. I'll tell you. So anyway, everyone, thank you so much. Good evening, good night, lots of love, and I hope to see you all again another time. Bye. Happy labyrinthing. Happy 11/11.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.